Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am Mahzabin once again welcoming you all to the fifth episode of the live interview series of the Superbrands of Bangladesh. Superbrands, the UK based independent authority on branding, promotes the discipline of branding and pays tribute to exceptional brands all over the world. Superbrands has been successfully publishing a prestigious series of books which identifies and pays tribute to the strongest brands in the world. Although the concept began in the UK in 1994, it has now spread across the world in 88 countries. Superbrands Bangladesh this year has identified and honored the most powerful brands of Bangladesh for the period of the next 2 years. The objective of Superbrands Bangladesh to select brands that have been successful in Bangladesh with their strong market presence and great reputation. Brands that are considered to have excelled in their particular fields and stand out from the average. Superbrands Bangladesh has honored 40 brands, such brands for the year 2020 and 2021. We will be having a discussion with these super brands every week. The objective of the show is to be more affiliated with these brands so that we can know what made them the super brands Bangladesh. Without further delay, let us introduce our discussants of the day. We have with us Towfique Hasan, Executive Director, Marketing and Business Development, Sector C, Boshundhara Group.
Hello.
Assalamualaikum. A warm
Walaikum
welcome,
salam.
Bhaiya. Next, we have Faisal Mahmood. I think he'll be joining soon with us, Senior Marketing Manager, Bangladesh Edible Oil Limited. So till we have our next guest joining, we go to Tawfiq Bhai and ask our questions. Before that, we'll be talking about Boshundhara tissue itself. And I have been reading the legacy and history of tissue. Boshundhara, the first conglomerate to introduce local tissue in the amidst of all the foreign brands. So Bhaiya, would you kindly share that story today with our viewers?
Well, thank you very much. Thank you, and good evening to all who are listening and watching this webinar. Uh, First of all, the triumphant journey of Boshundhara tissue started in May 2000, thanks to the very iconic and visionary business leader of Bangladesh, the Honorable Chairman of Boshundhara Group, Mr. Ahmed Abu Subhan. He rightly saw the potential of Vasundhara tissue. Obviously, the tissue market. At that time, the market was not having, the market was not experiencing that sort of historic thing like the hygienic lifestyle. And obviously, uh, the product tissue was very much with the families of affluent origin. Obviously, the families who were very affluent, obviously, they were having the luxury of using tissue product. Most of the families who were living in the affluent origin, they would be using the tissue product. We would even see the tissue products in their drawing rooms, mostly because of not of hygienic, but also obviously of their economic setup. But Vasundhara tissue was the first local company product to be introduced, and it was a call from Vasundhara for the hygienic lifestyle, and basically gradually people become habituated with the uses of tissue paper. And this was a market situation when the people were not that least conscious, about the personal hygiene due to obviously expensive available means or a lack of collective awareness. And it was definitely a fresh air coming into the mind. And over the last 2 decades, Vasundhara Tissue has contributed towards educating the local, the mass people uh, for towards hygienic lifestyle. You can understand Thomas Alva Edison invented electric light, and it changed the lifestyle. It would, I'm sure that many of us would agree that if it would not be a overstatement if I would say that once Boshundara tissue started to actively enter into the Bangladeshi market, obviously the dynamic, the aggressive changes happened across the feeling of how to live in a hygienic lifestyle. And obviously, gradually people become habituated.
Yes, you very well said the fact of creating the entire segment of the uses and also going to the effluent to every household. We'll learn more about it in the next set of conversation we have. And next, we are glad to invite our second guest of the show, Faisal Bhai. A very warm welcome to the show. I hope you're keeping well and with your family. So we're talking about our brand's history. We already have had the history sharing from Boshundhara Tissue, from Towfique Bhai. We want to know about the Rupchada edible oil, the Bangladesh edible oil history, because I have been reading it has a glory of 25 years, how it started and how it became a synonym product to every kitchen, almost most of the kitchen of our country. So today in this show, you share that history in a short version with our viewers, Bhaiya.
Yeah, it started in 1996. That time, oil was mostly a commodity thing, and we started selling oil as in consumer pack, which was not available that time. Then gradually we had the courage of selling oil in transparent bottles, which people liked a lot. They liked the color, they liked the consistency of quality, and so on and so forth. And since we are regulated by Wilmar, our parent company, in terms of quality, so we made sure that the same quality is being delivered in each and every batch, which people liked a lot. Then, through some campaigns and activities, it gained quick popularity. We brought economy pouch packs, which also added value. Later on, we added vitamin A in the oil. So, in every 4 or 5 years, we have added some value to our offers, and people picked it up. So the product, value propositions, and consumers all grew together. Would like to share a thing, a recent a finding which we understood in 2018 while doing a research. We have asked some respondents about what they think, what comes to their mind when they hear the word Rupchada, and the more people said oil than fish. So these kind of things evolved over time in last 2 decades. So it grew together, the customers, the product, the value propositions, all together, I would say. Am
In
I
the case
missing
of
anything?
no, Bhaiya. But thank you so much. We'll hear more about this evolution in the next set of conversation we have with you. I'm moving to Tawfiq Bhai regarding, as I was talking about the segmented thing, as I was reading that SKUs gradually tissue has been coming to the boxes, then to the economy pack, and it has been grown towards pan Bangladesh almost. So, how did you manage to do so in production wise, distribution wise, and also to reach to every household?
Well, the journey of Basuntara tissue definitely has been phenomenal because um, not only because of the texture, the quality, and obviously the superiority of the tissue, but also the affordability, the availability, and also not least, but having the message that think hygiene, live safe. Obviously, it has it has been very much synonymous with the word uh, hygiene lifestyle. So once Basuntara Tissue started its journey, obviously the basic fundamental thing was to how to develop the range of the tissue with regards to the R&D, because we have our management were very keen to set up a very robust, very resilient type of R&D, and out of that. We got a lot of products gradually added with the belt of Basuntara tissue. And later on, it it the basically later on from the boxes. Obviously, we all know that the facial tissue comes with a box, and the other products like toilet tissue in rolls and paper napkin in pouch form. But gradually, the R&D and the market demand helped the Basundhara tissue management to think about, innovate how to go to the very close reach to the consumers. So obviously, very small but very efficient kind of packaging, like the pocket tissue evolved. And this pocket tissue you may find with every rickshaw puller even. It has become so popular. So not necessarily that who would not be able to buy a box of tissue, but can easily buy a pocket tissue that can easily be with him all the time during his day-to-day life. So the innovation comes in this way, and obviously our facility has been uh, very much effective and very much supportive all the way that we could gradually expand our operation throughout Bangladesh. I mean, we have been quite blessed having a network of throughout the country, network of distributors, and these distributors have been so passionate about distributing our products throughout country. So not necessarily that you would be finding the product in a luxury setup, but also from any tone retail shop to large departmental stores, everywhere you would go, the network is over there, and the consumers they can easily find any different, I mean, any type of Bosundara tissue product anywhere, wherever they would be going to any part of Bangladesh.
Lovely, Bhai. Thank you so much. Coming to Faisal Bhai regarding target market approach, also in 25 years of time, the product has been evolved, market has been evolved, our consumer has been evolved. So does the entire industry. There are a lot of other brands, foreign brands, local brands are into in the scene. So the evolve has been inspired by how many factors and how you have catered through marketing campaigns or sales technique or distribution techniques. Those in a precise way, if you could share with our viewers, that would be great to know. Yeah.
Yeah, lots of stories and lots of evolvement took place over time. For example, when we have launched pouch pack, economy pouch pack, we thought it will give 3 4 taka per liter saving. So we thought the profile of this pouch pack will be economy segment is B, or northern and southern part of Bangladesh where per capita income is a bit low than other regions. We thought that. Then we realized Pouchpack is performing well in Dhaka and Chittagong, and Bottle is performing well in northern and southern because of consumer psyche. People in northern parts are preferring bottles for safety, convenience, and they are not looking after price much. They are, they there is a segment which is less price sensitive. So we have to keep on modifying our strategy regarding SKU distribution and so on and so forth. In last 2 years, we are selling oil in tins. That is also directed towards a particular market for a particular segment and all. So time to time we had to adjust ourselves in terms of consumer psyche and distribution modality and so on. In recent years, we are observing e-commerce and modern trade outlets are taking a bit of share from general trades. We are realigning our distribution according to that. So we have changed.
Bhaiya, am I audible to both of you?
Can I add something?
Yes, yes, please, Bhai. I think you were lost in between for 10 seconds.
Yeah, yeah. Also, consumers psyche wise, also we are observing shifts. Last, I mean, in 2013-14, we are concentrating our communication on sort of physical benefits, product features, and so on and so forth. Later, in last 2-3 years, we have shifted from communicating physical things, physical benefits. We are diverting into emotional attachments and these kind of things. We are running a campaign named Bashar Khabarai to Bhalobasha. Homemade food is love. So we are trying to position oil as a accumulator or medium of adding all the ingredients of happiness and blending it together to make a dish or to create a happiness. So way of communication is also being changed time to time, especially in last 2-3 years. Let's see where we are going next.
No, it's very timely thing that during this last 1.5 years of time, the whole shift of eating food, more home food, so that in part of that homely food is more healthy and hygiene and safe overall. That's a good. I was reading through that recent promotional campaigns of Bangladesh edible oil or Rupchada regarding in that line. According to that, also to our Tawfiq Bhai, I would like to talk about some marketing campaign interesting. Yeah, the brand's core message is into think hygiene, live safe. So, and current scenario as such is we talk about health, hygiene, being safety. So it's a line of the overall situation we're into. So if you have to tell us how it has been working and how you want to take forward this message in coming times with our viewers, that would be a great one to listen.
Thank you. Well, from the beginning of the pandemic, things were not obviously, uh, you can understand, running as per plan. Obviously, it was in the blessing in disguise, obviously, because to make sure that if you want to be uh, uh, away from microorganisms, obviously you must have to remain in a very clean and obviously not harmful situation. So obviously, Bosundhara tissue has played its role that from the onset of the pandemic, even the message from all directions were like this. I mean, it has been like this that uh, you must use tissue paper during sneeze or whenever you are sniffing. So basically, this is something a good message everywhere that tissue product would be a must uh, usable thing during pandemic. And obviously, we have been quite serious about focusing on the matter that in all of our communications we are repeatedly using the our tagline "Think Hygiene, Live Safe," and this is very much with inserted from our motto from the beginning that our Bosundhara Group motto has been uh, uh, for the people, for the country. And from there, we this particular message is also very much complementing, and as well as our honorable management, our current leader, Mr. Safwan Sobhan, the vice chairman of Bosundhara Group, and as well as our honorable director, Yasha Sobhan. And they have been very much with the line to let our consumers know how the Bosundhara tissue could be quite efficient uh, commodity for them to have healthy lives to live. So, with regards to this, from the very beginning of pandemic up until now, Bosundhara Tissue has been quite relentless with regards to its communication as well as how to be associated with consumers, and you can also feel that the consumers community is also quite. I'm sure that they are also in a position to have this message. They welcome this message that you must grab a tissue paper before the virus get you. So the communication, the product itself, obviously, these are very much working with regards to the propensity of Basuന്ധরা Tissue's journey during the pandemic.
In regard of that, if you please tell us about the pandemic distribution strength, you have been working tirelessly and your team, in short, with our viewers today, Bhaiya.
Well, during the pandemic, it has not been so easy because when COVID first time hit Bangladesh during, I could easily remember at the time it was 8th March 2020, 2020, and that time it all started going backward, and obviously we were not in a position to distribute our tissue products across many parts of Bangladesh because of the ongoing lockdown and. But the demand after before that, when the government declared that it would be a lockdown coming, and the consumers they started to take all of the tissues from the retailers' shelves. So actually, we were our distribution network, our sales force, they started their hardship ever, their aggressive journey started in a different dimension, and because of that we obviously we were showing that we were attached with the support services of uh, health hygiene materials. So that's why it obviously it was there altogether, but the sales force and field the distribution network, they were I mean they had very hard time, but propagating the products and keeping all the shelves full with Vasundhara tissue.
Yes, it has been tremendous job done by the field force team itself to make sure the products are in shelves on time. Thank you, Bhaiya. Coming back to Faisal Bhai regarding that, we have seen years on years how Rupchada has been communicating its brand value and message to the consumers effectively. We have seen it has actually in back in 2013, it has used to have a Rupchanda Super Chef show, culinary show that was first in its kind of the country. Then over the period of time, they have created a lot of brand affinity, as you have mentioning. So as because that's why the brand itself is super brand today. So would you share that super brand story or the marketing campaigns that has keep make the brand different than other brands in the market?
Yeah, these kind of activities have some long run effects. Like when we started Super Chef, it was a cooking show, so there are a lot of cooking shows in the country. Then we tried to expand the show to district levels, inviting participants from different districts to
I think there may be some internet issue with Faisal Bhai's end. So we can, till he gets connected, we can move to Tawfiq Bhai regarding the some of the iconic. Bhaiya, are you back?
yeah.
Acha, please continue.
Sorry. So one thing is having a cooking show, which many other brands have, but another thing is expanding it to the district level. So we had to go to the districts and arrange shows where people came and cooked over there. Then we saw that in every districts there are three, four inspiring women who do the cooking training, sewing, inspiring other ladies to come up and do something. So we worked with them, and over last 6 seasons we have created a system where
I think internet. This is part of our life now. Internet hung up and all. So before Faisal Bhai rejoined, let us talk about some of the iconic marketing campaigns of Bosundhara Tissue and share those iconic campaigns behind the campaign ideas, the thought with our viewers. Tawfiq Bhai, please.
Well, thank you very much. I mean, this is for Boshundara Tissue, the journey, it all started over the last 2 decades, and there are so many things that that has shown effective with regards to uh, giving the consumers a hope or the glimpse of all side all sorts of hygienic things from Boshundara Tissue. This is from the onset of the business. Actually, you would understand that the Bangladesh is a majority Muslim country, and in some good part of the people they used to they were looking for a solution for to keep their hygiene during. I mean, after in Bangladesh, they call it kulu. I mean, the religious mind people they were looking forward to have something that would help them. Uh, I mean, with regards to after urination. So from that perspective, toilet tissue clicked from the very first product, and obviously we started showing uh, very triumphant attitude with regards to Bosundhara's facial tissue, and we ran on with regards to the paper napkin for the restaurant community. Restaurant community would say that not very far away, even 10 years back, uh, the used newspapers were one of the most very much using product in restaurants, in the majority of Bangladeshi restaurants. But after the uh, conclude after the very aggressive Vasundhara Tissues campaign, the paper napkin took that place of that used newspapers. So obviously, it also clicked from that period of time. If you talk about kitchen towel, and no one would even understand that how one product could be associated with kitchen, whereas the ladies in the kitchen they would be also habituated with paper napkin, but paper napkin uh, actually acted in its way, where kitchen towel found it has found its place in the kitchen at the same time. So I already spoke about the very much popularity it gained, the pocket tissue. But like this, kitchen towel also has taken its place in the kitchen. So like this, all consumer associated campaigns actually worked, and the complementary product actually it ran on to let the market related to each of its products and understanding the consumers with the value that it would have given.
No, it's really fascinating to know how entire campaign or the thing behind these products has actually made consumers use this, or the segment has been created itself. Thank you, Tawfiq Bhai. And coming back to Faisal Bhai, as you're sharing your Bangladesh edible oils marketing journey so far, you please continue, Bhaiya.
Yeah, what I was saying. So we had created a system where people from different districts come and explode their potential. And you have seen in last 3 4 years there are so many women are involved in catering, TV shows, publishing books. They are teaching others. So the whole cooking thing came up to a professional level in last couple of years, I can say. Currently there are so many people trained in professional with professional cooking courses. They are working, they are catering, and so many things. So the industry has evolved, not only for companies like us. It's the shows, the training centers, the participants, everyone together made a ecosystem and brought the whole culinary industry to a different level that eventually helped them and helped us. Nowadays, you have seen people are having good food, safe food, They are bringing more joy to their lives. Their lives are being lifted. So everything is being developed with the whole system of good brands and their consumers, campaigns, good products, and everything together. Things are developing. So feeling happy to be a part of it.
With regard of that, you tell us our viewers some of the iconic marketing campaigns of Rupchata that gives the brand edge over the different competitors as well as a significant brand value.
One, I would say the launching of transparent bottles in the very first, I mean, 2 decades ago, that gave us a huge advantage. People first saw an oil in a bottle and the purity, the quality, the consistency. So that gave us a good competitive advantage, and that gave a good value to the consumers. Then I would say some campaigns uh, like ঘরে ফেরা and ভালো খাওয়ায় নেই মানা. So we have tried to say that you can have a good food, and if the food is good, if the ingredients are good and safe, then you can have it. You can enjoy. You can lift your life up to that. That campaign ভালো খাওয়া নেই মানা and ঘরে ফেরা, those added a good value. Then vitamin A campaign added some value. We have created a communication where people understood that the necessity of having fortified edible oil, because vitamin A works fantastically with oil, because it's a fat soluble vitamin which is very necessary for our health. Then I would say our recent campaign Bashai Khabar Itu Bhalobasha. So that help people enjoy homemade food within the family. You will see all our communications are centered toward a theme: happy family moments. You all enjoy a good food, safe food with your family. That message we have been trying to deliver in last 12, 13 years, I would say. Same message in different mood.
Fantastic. That means your core is there, and you evolve under in the situational basis. And also, quickly, if you share the pandemic distribution sales overall, how have been managing from the beginning till now?
Yeah, our sales team and distributors did a lot for that. When the pandemic hit, our management took a big decision that we will not let the supply chain hamper, because if the commodities are not available in the market, there will be chaos. So at any cost, we had to make sure that products are being distributed in proper way, but without taking much toll on safety. So we had to incur extra cost. Distributors had to incur cost and effort extra. So all these together, we were and we are present in the market, and we are expanding our base, because in recent times we are feeling the necessity of distributing to a bit of deeper level, because people can't move much. So we had to expand our coverage also in recent times, like approximately 30-35% coverage has been increased, because people can't move. So we had to go to people's doorstep, even if it incurred some additional cost.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Moving to Tawfiq Bhai, regarding one, I was just thinking while having this conversation. The tissue-related thing, is it very much available in online outlet? Is it people are buying from online, or mostly it's from retail store or the other makeshift stores? During this pandemic, is there any major shift, because we have seen a lot of things people are choosing from online store because of the situation itself? In the tissue in particular, is there any change of as such?
Well, as I have mentioned in your previous question, that we also faced a lot of challenges during the onset of pandemic, and obviously it was a hard time for our field level and also the distributors to make sure that the products are very much on the shelves. But obviously, as you can understand, Bosundhara tissue has been quite preferred and obviously the first and choice of tissue products. So the shelves never become so empty. So that's why our distributors were very much aggressive with regards to uh, uh, filling up all, replenishing all the requirements of the retailers wherever it is open or not. And after that, I would definitely say that uh, we have all become somewhat in the metro, especially uh, on digital setup. So myself also ordering many things over the digital platform. In the e-commerce sections, also we are day to day we are ordering many things. It also contributed a lot in the tissue segment as well. We have seen a big rise of communications from the e-commerce sites, e-commerce platforms, and we have seen a lot of rise with regards to the demand from these e-commerce online purchasers. So a big shift has already been observed with regards to that, because not necessarily the I mean the direct sales, the physical sales to the retailers or throughout the distribution channels, as well as the digital side. We have seen a big rise of businesses emerged. So that's why it is very much to be said that it has seen big rise with regards to uh, or the online sales of tissue product during pandemic.
Thank you, Bhaiya. With regard of that, would you please share with our viewers regarding the journey of super brands of Bosundhara Tissue and how significant this title to the brand and what it carries and your future upcoming campaigns or the developments in regard of this brand?
Thank you. The first hand, it is obviously, I would also definitely take the opportunity to tell you about the facility that we have. Bosundhara Paper Mills Limited, the backbone of producing Bosundhara tissue all over from the from 2000. Uh, we our facility has it is the only facility, paper manufacturing facility in Bangladesh with ISO 9001 and 14001, and also we are very much blessed with FSC COC mix certification, because our we are very much committed with regards to uses of pulps, and these pulps are coming from very much committed and reserved forests. So basically, we are committed towards restoring the nature, because pulp has been is it comes from trees, and obviously we buy from the sources. The sources are very much committed to keep the nature intact. So these are all good factors for achieving obviously the people's trust, and altogether we have got we have our management has been quite all the time interested to engage the industry experts, and obviously our paper technologists and the people who are working in our facility, they are very much dedicated and very much passionate with regards to producing the best in kind of all tissue papers in the region. So that has helped us also to gain supreme superlative share, market share, uh, uh, after the business it all started in 2000. So definitely it all together helped us to gain all these to win over all these challenges, and also, and this is one of the good factors that we achieved the super brands award. And this is definitely not a recognition, this is a recognition of all of our consumers, and their love, their affinity towards the brand. And obviously, whomever would be looking for a quality tissue product in Bangladeshi market, obviously they would be looking forward to buy Bosundhara tissue. That is the good part we have achieved over last 2 decades. And Superbrands has the winning the Superbrand award is basically that recognition. We are very much thankful to our consumers and obviously the industry experts that we do have in our facilities, and also the distributors that we have from over the period. They have been quite superfluous. I mean, obviously, their services to the brand achieving at this stage is basically super brand recognition is also for that. And we are not necessarily that super brand would be just a mere achievement, but in near future we are basically thinking forward to show our consumers that the brand super brand that award Boshundara Tissue has achieved will lead the way towards all the brands how to show the market product quality, good services, and obviously this is altogether we will be uh, promoting and focusing with Super Brand Award accolade for Bosundara Tissue.
Thank you so much, Bhai. It actually speaks the brand's overall journey towards the excellence. In between, it is the consumer's trust that bestows upon the brand that gives that so many accolades along with the super brands itself, and the super brands makes the brand more responsible to serve the customers in a best possible way in the coming times. Thank you so much, Bhaiya. Going to Faisal Bhai with the similar question or the similar thing, what's super brand title brings to the brand itself, and how you're seeing, as you all know, well, you are in a pandemic situation. We can't actually forecast things like we used to do pre-pandemic, but the any recent developments or the coming things that are coming up, and also the super brands title brings what glory to the brand, Bhaiya.
Super brands gives a trust because it's a worldwide concept. Am I audible?
Yes, Bhaiya, you're
Yeah.
audible.
So it gives a trust. It gives a certification that you are super brands. So people can have comfortably rely on it rather than checking all the company details and product details and so on. Consumers, in a way, they are vulnerable. They can't visit all the factories, check out all the company details and everything. So if there is an authority who can certify that these are some good brands will deliver good results, good performance, and give proper value to your money, so they can trust on it. So definitely these, since it's an international concept, people can rely more on it, and they can comfortably trust on some selected a few brands. So definitely it adds value. Having the seal super brands on your label gives a surety that the brand is a trusted one and consumers can comfortably go for it. So, keeping this constant, things are changing, scenario are changing, and we don't know what will happen in next 1 2 years. So, we have to remain agile, remain prepared for upcoming challenges. At the same time, we are expecting that things will be a bit comfortable, things will be a bit close to normal in coming months. Let's see.
Thank you, Bhaiya. We are almost end of our show. This one particular conversation is one of my favorite conversation, as being a marketeer myself, and also all of the esteemed marketeers are in this show. I would love to ask first Tawfiq Bhai regarding, and Super Brands is about branding and marketing communication. If you have to make a list of two or three of the marketing things that make the Bhushanat issue today is the super brands and many other things together, then what two or three things you'd like to share or point out that makes the brand different than other brands?
For Boshundara Tissue has been, it is a very passionate and quite service-oriented journey, I would say. Though it's a consumer and very much of a commodity product, but this is a very very efficient journey we have. The core values of Basundhara Tissue from the very beginning up until now is like we want to serve the community. Obviously, our motto would be towards the hygienic lifestyle. Obviously, the sustainable factor is all together there because you would never know that when you will be replaced. So the consumers would definitely be thinking for the alternatives. The communications and reach is there, and obviously we are very much socially responsible. So the brand ethos overall over these 2 decades has been based on these core values. And with regards to Superbrand, and this also gives me the good opportunity to tell you that whenever we are talking about the socially responsible functions of the brand, Basundhara Tissue is is very with regards to its commitment to the society. You would see that each and every pack there is a written message that a part of the sales of this particular product uh, uh, it will go to the development of a school, especially for the autistic children. So we are trying to set up an environment also to particularly of that segment of our society where we would be contributing something on a large scale, uh, on different, not necessarily philanthropic, but it is a part of our commitment towards the journey. And the not necessarily the business. Obviously, our group's motto has been for the people, for the country. That's why we have also envisioned that uh, towards developing our product in a way that would definitely serve the community with regards to uh, education, sometimes communication, sometimes business, and sometimes the overall salutariness of the society. So that's the biggest part where we are very much delighted, and we are quite thankful to Superbrand because this gives again another form of opportunity uh, to connect with our consumers. Obviously, not necessarily Bosundara tissue is now being marketed in Bangladeshi geography. We are quite blessed to export to over 25 different countries around us and beyond. Uh, Bosundara tissue has been quite a preferred product in these countries. So obviously, this would definitely give us a good opportunity to talk about more about the good part of Bosundara tissue. And obviously, we are very much thankful to uh, super brands and who are associated with super brands. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. In a nutshell, it's about the passion and the relentless efforts towards the wellness of the community we serve and to the consumers that makes Bhushan tissue different than other brands. Thank you. Possible similar question to you. If you have to point out 2, 3 points that makes Bangladesh edible oil or Rupchada, the brand itself, the unique from others in the market.
Thank you. The two, 3 points I would like to mention sounds very easy, but I believe those are hard to maintain. First one is consistent quality over time. It's a very easy thing to say, but those who are managing it must know how complex it is to maintain the same standard in each and every batches. So quality comes first. Then I would say the sustainably communicating the same thing, communicating the core message across medium, across people in different manners maybe, but the message needs to be very consistent and same, I would say. So a consistent quality product, if they can communicate it to the consumers and deliver that value for the consumers, I guess any good brand can be super brands next year.
Thank you. That was very precise and to the point. Thank you so much. That is all for today's discussion. I hope our viewers has learned a lot about, and also the secret or the things the brands itself making super brands, the journey. And that was a great discussion. I hope all the super brands stand as an example to the newer brands entering the industry as time changes and as Bangladesh progresses towards development as one of the fastest growing economies. Thank you so much, Faisal Bhai and Tawfiq Bhai. Having you both of you in this platform is a great pleasure for me as well as to the viewers. And thanks to all the participants once again and making this discussion successful or fruitful on. I look forward in the next session of Super Brands with two, three other brands maestros to share their super brand journey with our viewers today. Till then, let us stay safe and be at home as much as possible. I know this week is our Eid week, but we have to act very responsibly so that we can be do well in the coming times. We have all together. We have to combat this pandemic time together. Thank you so much, Bhaiya. Stay safe.
Thank you very
Take
much.
care.
Thank you. Take care also. Stay safe.
Thank you.